Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming out to join us today to celebrate Jordan and Lexi's wedding. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ross. I've known Jordan since we were in nursery together and he's been following us around like a bad smell since. I've known Lexi since the day the two of them got together.
Hello everyone. I'm Tyler, and for those that don't know me, I'm Jordan's younger, better looking, better dressed, more intelligent, and some would say taller brother. And together we are Jordan's best men. So we've had a great turnout today, with people travelling all over, from London to Lichfield, from Barmston to Biddek, and from Poland to Pencha. And just before we get started into this speech, there is a couple of apologies for people that sadly couldn't make it today, so we're just going to flick them on now.
Jordan and Lexi, I just want to congratulate you both on your marriage. Hope you're going to have a great wedding day and best wishes for the future, and God bless the family.
Oh, sweet.
So, for those that don't know, that's Nikki Donovan.
That's amazing.
That's Fiji International. I've been to Fiji, by the way. So that's Nikki Donovan, Fiji International. And speaking of celebrities, quiet, please.
He's off Coronation Street.
I'll tell you, sent me a little message to say that you're getting married today. So just want to say have a fantastic day with all your family and friends and enjoy the rest of your lives together. Sending you lots of love, all the best.
So we know how much Jordan and Lexi love the Cobbles. I mean, a king of the Cobbles and the king of Fiji there. What more could you ask for? And to be fair, a lot of Twitter messages as well. So we've had an amazing day so far. We've actually had beautiful weather. We actually say we have beautiful weather on here, but I was going to edit it if we didn't have beautiful weather. And I think you all agree that the venue looks great, so well done to everybody for setting that up. Thank you, Stacey. And speaking of the venue, I mean, look at those fairways. I mean, the greens are to die for, yeah? And the tee boxes, they've been iffy a couple of seasons, but I think you'll agree that Lee, the new greenskeeper, is doing a bloody wonderful job.
Little niche that one.
We just want to say, bridesmaids, you all look fantastic. Some might say the best men look even better.
Yeah, you do.
Cheers,
I dressed you.
Yeah. Lexi, you look incredible. Jordan, you struck up alright, I guess. So today we just wanted to offer you both a little bit of advice that we hope you can take in the rest of your lives together. So today we present to you the Tyler and Ross Pillars to a Successful Marriage. And if anybody wants to buy a copy of our book, we're available in all the bookstores. Or you can buy one after this for 10% off today. So, in our first pillar, we have affection, the basis of all good relationships. So for this, I just want to tell you a little story about the night Jordan and Lexi got together. It was Louise Henry's 18th birthday. We were at Top Club in Sulgrave. And there's a few of us used to work with Louise, so we got an invite through work, and Lexi went to school with her, and that's how she ended up there. And all Jordan could talk about was how he was going to come back from Leeds, and this was going to be his big chance with Lexi, and I didn't have the heart to tell him he wasn't actually invited. But it didn't matter, we rocked away. And the two of them spent all night together at that table. She was sitting on his knee all night, they were just chatting on, and you could tell there was something special there. They didn't leave each other alone all night. I didn't say I didn't go to the bar all night, and in Jordan's case, nothing's changed. But you can see straight away how soon the two of them were for each other and how much they cared for each other.
There's a photo. And speaking of caring, having an attentive and empathetic nature is integral to a successful marriage, and why being caring is our next pillar. God, if you're laughing at that. So those that know Jordan will know how caring and conscious of other people's feelings he can be. That wasn't the funny bit. So like the time when he broke the window of the front door in our house at St. Paul's Drive. Only to blame his 3-year-old brother, Vintage, for that brother to spend the rest of his day cowering in his bedroom, awaiting a bollocking for when, and I quote, your dad gets in. But to be fair, give him his due, he did come to his senses and he admitted his wrongdoing 20 years ago. 20 years later. Messed that one up. His friends also benefit from his abundant caring nature. I mean, what man would take it upon himself to book his entire stag do and take that lovingly take that burden away from his best men? So yeah. And in regards to the stag do, sorry, both stag do's, thanks to those that came to Tenerife earlier this year, it was a great trip and a good laugh, eye-opening. And those who turned up to the Gateshead Beer Festival in April, hope you had a great night. And just a reminder that all the money that's raised goes to the rugby club. So thanks for paying my subs for the next year. So now back to Jordan. We couldn't talk about how caring and how loving he is without mentioning that special person in his life. You know, the reason we're all standing here today. You know what I'm talking about? That person whose name is 4 letters. You know, really cute together. You know what I'm talking about, come on. Yeah, that's right, Ross Joplin, everyone.
Hey!
So they met each other in 1993. For the whole of my life, it's been an absolute bloody pleasure to witness their blossoming love and commitment to each other. And don't they look beautiful today? So please, can you grab a glass? Can you all be upstanding?
To Ross.
And can we raise a toast to the happy couple? To Jordan and Ross, everybody! Thank you.
Moving on to our next pillar. Oh, there we are. Look at that haircut.
Oh man,
That's the Rover. That's
the Rover.
And moving on to the next pillar, financial stability. Research states that couples with good financial stability are happier on average than those without it. And Jordan's shown us all over the years how savvy he is when it comes to money and how to budget in order to save for a more secure future. For example, when we were at stag do in Tenerife, he made sure he was up early every single day to go to a different hotel and grab free breakfast by impersonating one of their guests. But he's not the only one, Lexi. Also shown a great talent for saving over the years. By nicking pint glasses from every pub in Washington when we were kids every weekend, I bet he's saved a bloody fortune. And every time we come to my kids' house, we've got to check the cutlery drawer before and after you've been there. Just to make sure we've got the same amount of forks. Forks have gone missing. But maybe the biggest contribution to the budget is Jordan's ability to save money on taxi fares. Jordan hasn't paid for a taxi since 2007. And as you can see from this graph, We estimate he's been able to save a whopping £47,000, which is sure will go a long way in securing financial stability for him and his new wife Lexi.
So we go to the fourth pillar of a successful marriage now. I hope you're taking notes. So, as those who know Jordan well, they know that he's a very independent, self-sufficient individual. And I don't want to inflate his already boosted ego when I tell you, this man, right, he can not only pack a suitcase by himself, but he can also cut his toenails on his own. All without the apparent support from his mother and now his wife, Lexi. Joking aside, family is everything to Jordan, but let us be honest, I'm not sure he would even be still alive if it wasn't the support of his family. Specifically, Linda, good call, and Lexi. We've all been on many nights out where the beers are flowing, the banter is average, and the sun has set, and it's well past midnight, yeah? Conversation then starts about grabbing a PT? Conversation then starts about getting a pizza, grabbing a taxi, and heating. What's in that red wine? And hitting the hair. Okay. I then hear Stitch Pocket Holmes from across the bar proudly state in a very slurred manner that he is calling and woken up Linda, which at times can be 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and she's on her way into town in her pyjamas to escort her eldest prince back to his living quarters and reunite him with his awaiting princess. Speaking of family, Jordan and I have always been close, rarely arguing or fighting with each other, especially in the old days, whilst living with our mum in Fatfield. We share similar interests and hobbies, including golf. I'm better than them. And rugby. I'm better than them. But thankfully, not the same fashion sense though.
Oh, dapper.
Sorry, don't see what your problem is.
Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Oh, man.
Next slide, please. Again, next slide, please. And finally, the most questionable one. Next slide, please. So, going back to our mutual love of rugby, so that's led us to sharing the same pitch. That's when either of us hasn't been sent off. And watching games together in Newcastle, Manchester, Leeds, and on our annual trips to Twickenham for England games. This love of rugby for us both started when we were watching our dad play, and naturally we wanted to try and play ourselves. We were over the road over at Chester Park, and Jordan was 11 and I was 7, and we started to train with the junior teams on a Sunday morning. One time after training, Jordan wanted to continue being such a committed person to his tackling technique and decided to use me as a tackle bag. After one too many tackles, my fresh new pair of Adidas Predator boots,
Nice.
so the black and red David Beckham ones, for anyone who is interested, may have made contact with his face, specifically his front tooth. Jordan jumped up from the muddy floor, and when I saw that I'd accidentally kicked him in the front tooth, and Jordan was now looking like some sort of deranged hillbilly, I ran a bloody mile. This isn't all funny, sadly. So, as I ran a mile, sadly I missed the funniest part of this whole story. So as a rugby player, you're always told if you lose a tooth, if it's on the floor, you find it, you give it a little wipe. You wipe it back in.
Upside down.
Jordan listened to these instructions. Found his tooth. I was already on the swings at Chester Park by this time. Give it a wipe, and then popped it back in. It was good, only to find that he'd actually put his tooth the wrong way around. Pull his tooth out, give it a wipe, and put it back in again. This was all happening while I was finding somewhere to live for the next 40 years in Chester Park. And talking about family, this would be the perfect opportunity to welcome Lexi Holmes, into our family. But if I'm honest, I'm not actually going to do that, because truthfully, she's been in the family from day one. And will continue to be for the rest of your life. Sorry, I didn't label that point. For the rest of your life. That's some commitment to not only Jordan, but the rest of us dysfunctional bunch here. So well done, Lexi.
And speaking of commitment, that's the next of our pillars. Symbolised by the wedding rings that you'll wear throughout your marriage, showing that dedication to each other and the life that you're going to live together. Jordan's shown commitment in spades over the years, but he did get off for a bit of a wobbly start with his first job at the River Bar glass collecting, lasting a measly 4 hours. He realised it wasn't for him when the dishwasher broke and he would ultimately have to do some work. But from then, his commitment blossomed. His dedication to not just spend the normal 3 years at university, but going above and beyond so he could see 5 whole years shows a true commitment to his studies. And that brings us to where we are now. Jordan and Lexi's commitment to each other. From that night in 2008, the 15 years since, and now for the rest of your lives together. But despite the need to be consistent in a relationship, it's also important to mix things up, to be spontaneous.
Nice segue there. Well done. So, according to Google, spontaneity is characterised by actions based on sudden desires, whims, or inclinations, rather than careful thought. Similarly, if you Google Jordan Holmes, it states that it's characterised by actions based on sudden desires, whims, or inclinations, rather than careful thought. And I'm sure, Lexi, this will bring a lot of fun and laughter in your marriage, but I'm sure you never really know what's going to happen next. So Jordan has been spontaneous since he was a kid, and no one ever really knew what he was going to come out with. So even before I was born, Jordan was enjoying lunch with my nan and granddad in the White Monk Cafe in Blanchland.
Yes.
So the waiter brought over a lovely egg and cress sandwich, and it was placed in front of him. Jordan then shouted in a very aggressive manner, I've heard, "What's this muck doing in my sandwich?" To which the waiter had to run over and explain, "It's not muck, it's actually black pepper." Going on to spontaneity, as a marketing professional, Jordan is very much aware of the influence effective marketing and advertising can have on an individual's purchasing decisions. But being in this game, he's a marketing professional, I'm sure he wouldn't fall for these quick wins for easy sales. And that wouldn't affect such an astute expert in the field. In other life, I'm sure Jordan and Lexi have to prioritise sort of quite important but boring, mundane purchases for the house or maybe for their car. Right. So like the time the roof was leaking in their house a couple of years ago, Jordan did the obvious thing. He bought a 70-inch telly instead, which could barely fit in the front room. Or maybe the time when the shed in the garden was destroyed by Storm Arwen in 2021, meaning all its contents were rained on and potentially ruined. Jordan jumped into action, analysed the risks, and he even contacted finance to see if there was sufficient budget for this new purchase.
Clever,
Did the
clever.
obvious thing, bought a kayak. Spontaneity does not just come from Jordan's somewhat iffy purchase decisions, but sometimes may be driven from external factors. Can anybody think of any external factors?
49!
Oh.
Close, but not close. It's actually the fact that he cannot at all sing. No. It's the fact that he has a total inability to consume, we'll see it all tonight, to consume any alcohol without looking like a total muppet. I'm sure all of us can recall times where we've been more carers to Jordan rather than family or friends. We don't have the time for all those stories. No, is this the right occasion? I don't think so. However, if you do want to hear these stories, Ross and I will be at the bar later and he can buy us a pint.
Yeah. So I just want to wrap up. So, yeah, I've had the pleasure over the last 15 years of seeing Jordan and Lexi go from two loved up teenagers to two loved up 30-somethings. I've been lucky enough to do everything with the two of them. We've been to gigs together, nights out, holidays. And Jordan and Lex aren't just friends to me, your family. I love you guys. And I still see that same affection in yous now as what I first did back at that night in Solgrave.
So, just to conclude, can we please, may I ask you to grab a glass, to stand up if you are able to. And can we have a toast to Jordan and Lexi, the happy couple? And just to finish off, if you can grab a seat, we've just got a quick slideshow of photos that we'd like to share with you. Thank you. And Jordan's favourite song and favourite artist is in the background.
Oh my God!